Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. I'm a broken record. I always wonder, like, some of you, I don't know, if you watch a show, remember that story of the TV news anchor who had a stroke? I don't know, I keep thinking of the trolls morning exception. Good morning, everybody. I know the trolls are going to show up. I mean, they're like, oh my god, it looks like he's, whatever, right? So let's talk about that real quick before they show up and we can just, like, whatever. A real medical, like, moment could happen, right? But with goofballs like me, a real medical moment could happen and you're like, wow, that's really funny. You know what I mean? I always wonder about that. I watched a special the other weeks ago, months probably, about the amazing Jonathan. Morning, good morning, good morning. And I didn't know he was still alive. He's still kicking. And amazing Jonathan, a magician, great, funny magician. Very oh, what's the word? Steer. Opposite of that. Very breaks the fourth wall a lot. Very good morning, nerd. Very what's the word? Irreverent. That's the word. Like me. Bordering on sardonic. Like me. And anyhow, the special was about like being like he was getting older. And he's like, I should probably quit, doing this magic stuff because I could die on stage. And he referenced, like, back in the 70s, a magician actually died on stage during one of his acts. And it's like, that's ballsy, Just like, that's a way to go, though, isn't it? Or like the magician, or musicians that are just like, boom, gone. On stage just like performing like I don't know why, like I'm doing like a guitar for like a saxophone. Like come on, it's a who's blowing the sax? Don't do that. Jesus Christ in Australia, you shush. Is that more trumpet? That's a bit more, I don't know. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Melody. Good morning to Exception again. Now back to listening at work. I'm here to give you something to listen to, young lady. I'm kidding. Good morning, nerd. Good morning, Derek Anderson. Good morning, 5280. All day. Good morning, Pacers. You got a projector off of Temu. And you're watching me on the wall. I'm sorry about that. I saxophoned all over your wall there, and I apologize for that, Pacers. You suggest soap and water, warm water for that one. Clean that right on up. All right, just get that sax all off the wall. All right. I'm just saying. I see a little bit of it just like right there. Okay. And whatever the hell I pointed to, I'm gonna need a picture of that. What's that? I don't know. Don't show me, I'm kidding. Alright? What the hell is that by the Titanic thing? What's on the projector? Right there. I'm kidding, don't do it. I've had a heck of a week. Good morning, everybody. The Waz. Hey, Waz. I think I'm clear still. I vape penned early today. And woo, I didn't die. Lately I've been able to like take like fat. Near the end of like the birthday gift stuff, near the end of that, like rips and just dying. Just I'm all clear, Loz. Thank you. But like dying, like clearing all. I didn't even like. I would take a rip and a hit, and like I'm like, all right, I'm okay, and then I would go sit down, and that's always the mistake is sitting down. Is if you're up and about and whatnot, your body's like, okay, we're not gonna die. Okay, you're all right. We're gonna operate in a different way now. We're gonna put systems from like we're gonna divert from the endocrine system into the nervous system. We're gonna make sure that all of your exoskeletal system kicks in. You're now Wolverine. Like what the? Okay, cool. I feel great. But as soon as you sit down, oh, well, that's when all of it starts to crawl out of you. And you're like, and I would die. Just die. No, sometimes you gotta give in to the mucus, Waz. Alright? Sometimes he's like, fight the mucus. No, you gotta give into it sometimes. You sit down, done, gone. And then what'll happen is the sinuses, like, if I smoke a different way, like if I do like a French inhale of a dab, oh, good night for a minute. I'm here with I give myself like a little migraine, and then like I'm coughing, and then the sinuses fill up, and I'm like, ah! And now you gotta blow that out. The dab sneezes. Oh God, where it feels like everything is like it's just a bunch of bats living in your sinuses, and all the feet aren't necessarily unclenching as they're like winging away out of the cave. You know what I'm saying? And so like they're ripping little parts of the cave off as they're flying out of your nose, and you're like, get out of here, bats! You're like, oh my God, that hurts! But it also feels great because now you don't have any bats in your sinuses, right? And now you're like, no bats! They're flying around. It's like, oh my God, what is the world? No, sometimes the mucus wins, Waz. That's I think that's a sentence that's never been uttered before, and I apologize. I never apologize. Well, no, I sometimes apologize. To Free and his mom, and her favorite musical. I apologize for that, but I gave it up for Lent. So that was good. So that was my apology. But no, like, thank you, Wallace. Thank you. All right. I had a good weekend. Weekend. Pops has been showing you some of his modeling skills lately, and I gotta tell you, I am pretty impressed with what he's been doing. I walk in, I'm like, what's the newest thing that's going on? How did you do that? How am I gonna, what in the, that looks neat as that, that's not too bad. I'm like, but Dad, Pops, why don't you have trees? Trees. I got this tree here, and I'm like, yeah, but did you make that tree? I'm like, no, I didn't make that tree. Oh, you didn't make that tree, oh? Well, let me do a little thing. Let me make a tree. Boom! Suckers! I made trees. Boom! Those are deciduous trees. I bought a little set. I found a little hobby store, a little wargaming store, nearby. And so I went to the wargaming store and I was like, I need landscape, I think, for this idea of mine, which I'm showing you a part of it, and I don't want to show you the whole of it. I don't want to show you this part, which, like, you see a little corner of it, and I don't, but you also see this part, and I don't want to, I honestly don't even know what this part is, but it's a two-part monstrosity. Do you want to see it? Ah, fuck it, let's do it. Excuse my language, Penny. It's a landing strip, but it's like the off landing strip for a plane. This is all Z scale, so like 1 to 2 to 0. I think I flipped someone off there, and I apologize for that. But I also, that's gravel that I picked up from the store. And so this is that foam from outside that's all pocked because of the weather and water and such. And so what I did is I went and I bought gravel and I filled in the pocks. Good morning, Hip Kitty. Good morning, Clean Girl, by the way. I see you guys. And so now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put sand here. And I'm going to put those trees all around here and near the end there. And I'm going to go buy some reddish sand for here. And this is going to be a runway or a landing strip. And I'm going to have like a little service area right there. Because the planes they'll land in here, they'll come around, they'll get serviced here. I'll have like fuel tanks and like a little fuel truck or whatever here. Take care of the plane, then it'll go back out on the landing, and then it'll take off. So that's my idea. I don't know. This is what we do to like little distractions. So that's my idea. It's a neat hobby, Melody. It's a pain in the tuchus, because you really have to like. I mean, you gotta pay attention to your details in almost everything you do. Good morning, Herbie. Good, there you are, Herbie. Now the show can start. So, but the bonus of Z scale. Good morning, everybody that I haven't said that I haven't said good morning to yet. By the way, ooh, I like that button. Which one? Can't you feel that? Which one? What were you? Good morning. But Z scale is Z scale is 220, 1 to 220. Sorry about that scale. I got my brain sketched out. My scale was 1 to 220, and so my hands aren't easy to work with on a modeling scale. And so I would watch my pops like put together all the models. Like he's been doing this for a while, and I'm like, I don't know if I can like get in there. I don't know if I can do that. And I remember putting together one model years ago. I put together one model. I never weathered it though. But I put together one model, and I was like, "This is really cool." And Pops was like, "All right, cool." And you know, I think I got distracted by like doing other things, you know, and so the bug didn't really bite at that point. But there we go. There we go. The beauty of Z scale is that all the models, you don't really necessarily need to put them together. They're small enough that they're all kind of like compositely put together already. And it's all just like kind of painting. Also, they're cheap. Like an HO model, you gotta put that shit together. And you got this, you got that, you got parts, you got a part list, you got this, that, and you got the ability to go order, this missing part there and so on. And so, those sets are, they're sets, the kits. With Z-Scale, you can just kind of like, I would like that church right there. And then they just send you a church. And so anyhow, I'm just rambling on about modeling. It's a lot of fun. I call it all distractions. Pops tries to take himself seriously, and he should, because he's good at what he does. But, my Pops, you do realize these are all just kind of like little distractions, right? Just ways to keep us happy. And he's like, yeah, they're not just ways to keep us happy. They are. They're just ways to keep us happy. And I appreciate it, you know what I mean? Like, I love my art. My art's a distraction. I'm good at what I do. And so, because I'm good at what I do, I can focus in on it, and I can just do it. You know, and it's like, you're supposed to do what you're good at, in my opinion. That's my philosophy, is whatever you're good at, do it. You're supposed to. You want to feel normal? Do what you're good at. You want to, like, absolutely get into the world? Or get out of the world a little bit, and you want to, just focus? Find out what you're good at. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to everybody. I'm going to do a little reading from, with the actual cards. I'm going to do a reading with the actual cards. You're going to have to trust me that I shuffled it. I did like a 10-minute shuffle of these. I did like a 10-minute shuffle of these things. And so I'm going to do a reading. And I'm not gonna ask who wants a reading. I'm going to do the old global reading. Like, it's all for all of us. Alright, so this reading is for all of us. But I'll still do the spiel, because I like doing my spiel, and I gotta practice my spiel, so that when I end up on Venice Beach, and I'm doing this for Penny's, or Penny, wherever she might want to be, then I gotta get my spiel down, right? So, anyhow, I'm gonna do a reading for all of us with these real cards, and I'll get the book here, and I mean, like, Ace of Pentacles and stuff like that. So, good morning, Cleany. Is Niffer here? Did I see? I'm not sure. So, good morning. Good morning. So let's do this. Just to help with the trust factor, we got one, yeah, 2, and 3. Hold on, here's the trust factor. 1, 2, or 3. Let me see. You know what, Derek Anderson? Good morning, Niffer, by the way. I called for you, and there you are. You know, sometimes you just gotta, like, you know, what's the word? You have to manifest goodness, you know? It's like, and so I was like, where's the goodness, you know? And so there you are. Niffer, I was gonna ask Derek Anderson, but Niffer, what pile? 1, 2, or 3? Should we... Oh, okay, Derek Anderson says the first one. Okay, Derek's like, you know what, I'm going to take it upon myself to answer it. He never really asked me. He was setting up to be asking me, and he's like, but maybe. All right, Derek, all right. We got one. Nobody picks 3, by the way. Nobody. Aiden says 3. Aiden says 3. I got 3 right there. I don't know. What should we got 1, we got 3. What do you want? Niffer, what do you want? We got 1 sitting there, we got 2 here, and we got 3 here. I don't know what I'm doing. You pick 3 all the time, doesn't she? You know what? For that, I'm going to go 1. Number 1. Thank you, Niffer, number 1. I get it. There we go. Man, oh man. We are getting it done. We are all in this together. Hip Kitty, with the advice, we've got everybody just picking. All right, Aiden, I think picked the 3. Sorry, Aiden. Next time. All right. So here's the spiel. I do a then known later reading, which is kind of like where you been, where you at, and what are we gonna do about it? Maybe a little ominous, you know. It's kind of like, hey, how you doing? You know, like what's going on? like, how you doing? And, like, you know, like, yay, you know, like, let's cheer for each other, you know, and, like, let's see let's see what we can do about that, or, like, what's it all gonna lead up to, you know, kind of a thing. I don't know, whatever 3 means to you, you know, and obviously I'm gonna be this, hateful on Venice Beach Boardwalk, because I'm doing this for pennies. You know, I'm like, oh, I'll read your cards for like $3. You know, and they'll be, all right, well, can I pay you in pennies? And I'm like, life imitates art, doesn't it? Yeah, obviously you can pay in pennies. You know, and it's like, all right, and then I can refer back to, I talked about this on YouTube years ago. And they won't laugh, and I'll be like, I guess you had to be there. All right, these are the real cards, which means I'm gonna have to use the real book to see exactly what the cards mean. And because they're the real cards, if it's upside down, we're upside down. All right, we're not going happy-go-lucky pot cards today. We're going real stuff here. All right, and if Herbie's van shows up, I'm using the wrong deck. Okay, so just letting you know. Keep an eye out for Herbie's van. That way I know I'm not using that way I'm using the right deck. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. First card. The inevitable, the prolific, the prominent, the seminal, if you will, the birth of our day. The first one. Where you been? We have reversed 9 of Pentacles. Reversed 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, should I use, yeah, reversed 9 of Pentacles. Right side up, the card is a woman with a bird upon her wrist, stands amidst a great abundance of grapevines in the garden of a great house. Alright. Upside down, roguery, deception, voided project, bad faith. We're sneaking around, are we? Mm-hmm. Taking a little bit of the wine for ourselves, are we? Mm-hmm. Slacking around, are we? Mm-hmm. Got our foot on the scale a little bit, do we? Mm-hmm. You know? Got our foot just right on the... Oh, that hurt. You gotta stretch before the show. And, you know, just the scale right there. You know? Mm-hmm. Not really coming at this about face, are we? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we've got a little bit of that self-deception kicking in. We've got a little bit of that imposter syndrome kicking in. Yeah. Doesn't it feel like maybe we kind of stole something to get here? Like, as much as we want to, like, enjoy ourselves a little bit, maybe we got, like, a little bit of, like, man, I hope they don't find out. Man, I hope they don't find out. Whatever it is, like, whatever. Maybe you're... What did you do this weekend? I'm kidding. Sometimes you wake up with a hangover. That's what that is. That's the hangover card. This card is, woo, yeah, let's go party! And this card is we partied a little too hard. I'm gonna need someone to tell me exactly what happened this weekend. That's what this card is. This card is the what actually happened this weekend card. So, whoever is waking up with that kind of a day today, here we go. This is for you. Alright? Who hasn't had that kind of a card? What actually happened this weekend? You know? Yikes. Alright, well, let's see what today brings to us, yeah? Alright? Maybe it's not all that bad. Maybe it's the Page of Pentacles. Alright. Page of Pentacles is usually a messenger. Usually it's someone that's like, hey, I found your keys. Page of Pentacles. application or a youthful figure looking intently at the pentacle that hovers over his hands. Application, study, scholarship, reflection. Another reading, it says news, messages, and the bringer thereof. Also, rule and management. Yeah, someone found your keys. So if you lost your keys at the bar last night, just give them a call. They found your keys. That's what this is. We're having a hangover day today. Okay. Alright, folks. We partied a little too hard this past weekend, didn't we? Some of us really struggling to pick it all back up, huh? I get it. Well, here we are together, alright? We're all trying to, we're really maintaining ourselves. It's a Monday. I'm on a projector somewhere, and I gotta, their Monday's already screwed because they gotta wipe me off their, wherever, you know what I mean? But, you had quite the weekend, alright? Man, I wish I had your weekend. I'll treat, you know what, no, I don't wish I had your weekend because I got trees and I got a world that I've been making. But man, here we go. Now that we're all finally wide awake and we've been told what the hell happened this past weekend, now let's see what we can do about it all. Let's jaunt on forth. I think that's the word that I was going to use. Jaunt. Leading to, I'm sorry guys, what a hell of a reading. What a hell of a reading. An upside down devil. Nerd. I don't know what's going on, nerd. An upside down devil. Holy crap. Some of you are really tore it up this past weekend. Some of you really took it upon yourselves to visit the website, thedetroitmushlab.net. The devil. Let's read about the devil card. Ravage. Violence. Force. Vehemence. Extraordinary efforts. Fatality. That which is predestined and not for this reason, evil. Reversed, evil, weakness, pettiness, blindness. What the hell happened this weekend, guys? This is a hell of a blackout. Someone blacked out and had a hell of... This is for someone. I don't know who this is for, but this is for someone. Because you're like, man, I'm not feeling... I know we did something. I know we did something. Well, I don't know what the hell happened. Man, I gotta go get my keys. And this is The Hangover. This is the movie The Hangover. Someone ended up in Thailand and has a tattoo on their face. Okay? So if you ended up with a tattoo on your face, this is for you. Good criminy. I haven't had this epic of a reading in a long time. I think we had the Tower and Death in one reading at one point. I think I killed Derek D. Anderson with the reading at one point. But this one... Maybe The Hangover 4? Is this like a prelude to The Hangover 4? Goodness, folks. What a reading. Goodness. What did I bring up, Bob? What did I bring up? I brought something up. Someone's like, I'm glad Brock brought it up. I gotta work on that. What did I bring up? I didn't mean to bring that up. I don't need you to work on these things. We're not trying to work on ourselves with this show. We're trying to have a little fun. If I made you I'm kidding. If we're actually working on actual self-growth, Ixnay on the growth A. Okay? That was fucking stupid. Ixnay on the growth A. Okay? Oh man, this is what Mondays are, folks. I'm glad you guys are here. Let's jump into the book. I want to do 2 sections. We're gonna do 2 kind of shortish sections, but we're gonna do 2 sections today. I think we're gonna enjoy these little sections. I think they're gonna be pretty interesting. So we'll do 2 sections today, and then in the book, and we'll keep going. Thank you. Actually, about my shirt. I actually saw a video that I took of the show that I went to a couple years ago, where I got this shirt, and it was really funny. I took a video of the pit that was going on, and it was at the show that this girl. I was watching the pit, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, I'm just watching the pit, and this is 6 years ago, and I'm watching the pit, and I took the video of it, and I remember like I stopped taking the video of it, and I did like an upload of it or whatever, and then the girl shows up, grabs me by the hand, pulls me into the pit, looks at me and says, keep up, and then runs, and I'm running, and I'm in the pit, and now I don't know, I'm like, ah! I mean, like, I think I got like 2 rotations in, and then I got out of there, but like, I was like, wow, alright, yeah, I'm in the pit, you know, and so that was kind of cool, you know, no one's trying to beat you up in the pit, and if they are, they're assholes, and they get beat up too. And there are hardcore pits where they dare each other to get into the pit, and like, you know, I'm gonna be a monkey, and like, you know, throw my arms around, you know, all crazy style, and so they dare each other to like not get hurt, but and you know, whatever. And so I was just laughing at myself the other day. I was like, I can't believe 6 years ago, I was in the pits. What the hell? I went in the pits with the hernia. With that hernia that I had taken care of last year. I'm in hardcore pits. And I mean, like, feet flying, elbows flying, like, I broke my glasses, lost the hat, like, massive hernia, kicking in, still going, I'm like, what a moron, you know? It was a lot of fun, though, a lot of fun. I would recommend getting into the pit to anybody. So, if you've never actually been into a pit, go do it. Go do it. Go figure it out. Go to I remember, you remember? I went to a DC talk show. 90s. Christian rap. I went to a DC talk show at my elementary school that I was going to class in. No, I think it was the high school, but whatever. It's middle school. It's the middle school, and and I remember there being a mosh pit at the DC talk show. Like what the 90s are crazy. So first section we're gonna get into in the book, the philosophy book, Big Ideas Simply Explained. The first section is experience by itself is not science. Experience by itself is not science. So, you gotta get into the pit for yourself. My experience is not your experience. So, like, go hit the pits. And don't do the, don't do that. Don't do that. No, like, people get in the pit, you know, like, you gotta run, okay? You know, like, if you're, love someone in a pit, you know, no, it's not about that. You run, okay? That's what you do in a pit. You run. Experience by itself is not science. Edmund Husserl. Husserl was a philosopher haunted by a dream that has preoccupied thinkers since the time of the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. The dream of certainty. For Socrates, the problem was this. Although we easily reach agreement on questions about things we can measure, for example, how many olives are there in this jar? When it comes to philosophical questions, such as what is justice or what is beauty, it seems that there is no clear way of reaching agreement. Although I think we can agree that, and if we cannot know for certain what justice is, then how can we say anything about it at all? The problem of certainty. Husserl was a philosopher who started life as a mathematician. By the way, I finished the mathematics little book, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it really felt like I read like a dictionary, and I was like, holy crap, I am such a dork. I found myself laughing at one of the little mathematical stories in there. I'm just like, oh, that's funny, and then like laughing at myself for laughing at something so barely, just like, you should know that this is, or you wouldn't know, never mind, I guess you had to be there, and then like, next page, now you gotta read about equilateral triangles. Husserl was a philosopher who started life as a mathematician. He dreamed that problems such as what is justice might be solved with the same degree of certainty with which we are able to solve mathematical problems such as how many olives are in the jar. In other words, he hoped to put all the sciences, by which he meant all branches of human knowledge and activity, from maths, chemistry and physics to ethics and politics, on a completely secure footing. Scientific theories are based on experience. But Husserl believed that experience alone did not add up to science. Because as any scientist knows, experience is full of all kinds of assumptions, biases, and misconceptions. Husserl wanted to drive out all of these uncertainties to give science absolutely certain foundations. Husserl's about to get super depressed. To do this, Husserl made use of the philosophy of the 17th century philosopher René Descartes. Like Husserl, Descartes wanted to free philosophy from all assumptions, biases, and doubts. Descartes wrote that although almost everything could be doubted, he could not doubt that he was doubting. Shut up, René. Husserl takes up a similar approach to Descartes, but uses it differently. He suggests that if we adopt a scientific attitude to experience, laying aside every single assumption that we have, even including the assumption that an external world exists outside of us, then we can start philosophy with a clean slate, free of all assumptions. Let me read that. he suggests that if we adopt a scientific attitude to experience, laying aside every single assumption that we have. What the hell is an assumption? Including the assumption that an external world exists outside of us. Husserl calls this approach phenomenology, a philosophical investigation of the phenomena of experience. We need to look at experience with a scientific attitude, laying to one side or bracketing out, as Husserl calls it, every single one of our assumptions. And if we look carefully and patiently enough, we can build a secure foundation of knowledge that might help us deal with the philosophical problems that have been with us since the very beginnings of philosophy. If only it weren't humans studying humans. We're too busy being human to really study being human. Shut up, Husserl! However, different philosophers following Husserl's method came to different results, and there was little agreement as to what the method actually was, or how one should carry it out. Towards the end of his career, Husserl wrote that the dream of putting the sciences on firm foundations was over. But although Husserl's phenomenology failed to provide philosophers with a scientific approach to experience, or to solve philosophy's most enduring problems, it nevertheless gave birth to one of the richest traditions in 20th century thought. Intuition goes in the very direction of life. Next section. Henri Bergson. I'm going to say Henri, even though it's spelled Henri, and usually that's like Frenchy, it's so you kind of want to go like Henri, you know, but and he is French, you know. So let's go. Let's do it. Henri Bergson. Berg. I think they say the G in French. I don't know. I've never taken a French class. I took a Spanish class. I don't know how I got like a B in it, like 2 A's in like Spanish 1, 2, and 3 in order to graduate. Like I had to take Spanish 1, 2, and I took 3 just because it was like, alright, I guess I'll take 3. You know? But like, and so I don't really know that much Spanish. I know pantalones, kind of. I think that's like pants. Henri Bergson? Is it? Can we just go Bergie? Bergs? Henri Bergson's 1910 book, Creative Evolution, explored his vitalism, or theory of life. In it, Bergson wanted to discover whether it is possible to really know something. Not just to know about it, but to know it as it actually is. I really think we're just like writing about weird stuff. You know, like I think this is just like, at this time metaphysics was really kicking in. And the supernatural was really kicking in. And so I think a lot of these are just like, I don't believe in ghosts. But what if I did? You know, it's like, come on. Vitalism. Not what as it actually is. What? Ever since the philosopher Immanuel Kant published The Critique of Pure Reason in 1781. Many philosophers have claimed that it is impossible for us to know things as they actually are. This is because Kant showed that we can know how things are relative to we ourselves, given the kinds of minds we have. But we cannot ever step outside of ourselves to achieve an absolute view of the world's actual things in themselves. The painting cannot see itself from the frame, ever. It can know it's a painting, and it can know there's a frame, but if it's ever on the frame, it's not a painting anymore. So it'll never know it. The painting can't see itself from the frame. Bergson, however, does not agree with Kant. He says that there are two different kinds of knowledge. Relative knowledge, which involves knowing something from our own unique particular experience, or perspective, and absolute knowledge, which is knowing things as they actually are. It sounds a little bit like Plato. Bergson believes that these are reached by different methods. The first, through analysis or intellect, and the second, through intuition. This sounds a lot like Plato and his shadow theory, where we know the shadows, but they're shadows. So it's like, you can't go ahead and define a shadow as a shadow, you know? Like, that's what Kant's mistake, Bergson believes, is that he does not recognize the full importance of our faculty of intuition, which allows us to grasp an object's uniqueness through direct connection. Our intuition is linked to what Bergson called our élan vital, a life force, vitalism, that interprets the flux of experience in terms of time rather than space. Our intuition is linked to what Bergson called our élan vital, a life force, vitalism, that interprets the flux of experience in terms of time rather than space. Suppose you want to get to know a city, he says. You could compile a record of it by taking photographs of every part from every possible perspective before reconstructing these images to give some idea of the city as a whole. Or an airstrip with trees. But you would be grasping it at one remove, not as a living city. If, on the other hand, you were simply to stroll around the streets, paying attention in the right way, you might acquire knowledge of the city itself, a direct knowledge of the city as it actually is. Come on! This direct knowledge, for Bergson, is knowledge of the essence of the city. The essence of a city. But how do we practice intuition? Essentially, it is a matter of sensing the world in terms, or it's a matter of seeing the world in terms of our sense of unfolding time. While walking through the city, we have a sense of our own inner time. Henri is really making this shit up. This is some heavy bullshit going on. And I'm gonna say that right now. While walking through the city, we have a sense of our own inner time. And we also have an inner sense of the various unfolding times of the city through which we are walking. As these times overlap, Bergson believes that we can make a direct connection with the essence of life itself. Okay, Henri. Look at Paris, the city of lights. Okay. The essence of a city. You gotta know the essence. You gotta hold it. You gotta be like, ooh, the slipper. You would not know the beauty of the slipper until you hold it in your hand and you're like, Jesus fucking Maria Joseph. I didn't know that Snow White wasn't wearing any slippers. I didn't know that Cinderella was the only lady to ever wear a slipper. Did you ever see anybody else in the old Walt Disney land ever wear any other slippers? No? That's a shame. That's quite a shame. Because Cinderella was wearing quite a slipper. Look at the one I got here. That feels amazing. You wouldn't know what a glass slipper feels like until you've got a glass slipper in your hand. Okay? Or until you've got it, obviously until you've got it on your foot. And maybe you don't know you've got it on your foot, because apparently it can just slip off, and you're like, I guess I'm just walking on my own foot. But you don't know, you know? You're just kind of like, you think you're still walking on a glass slipper. And I don't know how comfortable wearing a glass slipper really is. If you can like let it slip off, and you don't even know that you're not wearing it anymore, you know? But apparently it's a well-built glass slipper, right? Because it slipped off, it fell down the steps, and then the prince found it, and then he picked it up, and he's like, I wonder what this is. It's like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. You know, it's like, oh, this is a glass slipper. Oh, alright. So, Henri, leave the glass slippers alone. Sometimes, philosophy is silly. I kind of like the idea, though, of like, you're not going to really know life until you really live it. Okay. So that's kind of where Henri's going. It's like, we don't really know life until you really live it. You know? I guess you had to be there. You know? That's what Henri, he's a living, I guess you had to be there. Okay? Like, oh my god. You know, like every story that someone tells you, like, oh yeah? You know, like someone's like, oh man, we were ziplining through the jungle. And it's like, oh, it was so amazing. You're like, wait, well, I guess you had to be there. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you had to be there. You know, or like someone's got a slideshow, you know, way back in the day, and you're like, click, 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 and you're like, oh man, this is us at Machu Picchu, you know, like, oh, this is us down at the, you know, this is us at Grandma's, you know, well, I guess you had to be there. Brock Breaks philosophy. It's been a hell of a day, folks. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We still got a little bit of time. We can't leave this early, can we? What the hell? Guess it. Did any of that make sense? Am I just yelling here? I feel like that made sense. What's our next section, by the way? Coming up next, we're not going to do another section, but coming up next, I feel like I could do that. I think I'm going to do that. Let me, that's a good, our next section, experience intuition, that's right, we only think when we are confronted with problems. That's our next section, John Dewey. We're not going to do that one next. But yeah, alright. You know what, Herbie, let's do that. Let's GCBB it out. Dibble dabble it out. So, hold on. for those of you still yelling at me about not cleaning my stuff, leave me alone. It's well seasoned. Well seasoned. Okay? That's what it is. It's not dirty, it's well seasoned. That's all I have to say. So it's a well seasoned. Well seasoned. Got you on that one, Derek. Nice catch, my friend. Nice catch. Alright, let's get this going. Alright. Just having a little fun. This is Reclaim. We're doing a cold start on this one. What's a cold start? You'll know. Alright, let's just do this. Let's dab. Alright. As I do this, I need the Waz. I need you to pick a song, and we'll break it out, and we'll break the radio on out of here. Okay? We'll pick a song, and we'll sing it all together. Okay? As I do this, not now. Wait, and then don't do Queen. That's all I ask. Don't do Queen. I swear to God, if it does Queen, I swear to God. I'm just cleaning the pipe. Cleaning. It's cleaning it. Sterilizing. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Just sterilizing the absolute sterilizing it. You know what I mean? Like we're doing science here. Just sterilizing it. Just sterilizing. That's all. That's all. You gotta sterilize your equipment. You gotta make sure it's clean, or at least sterile. You know, enough for the next time. You know, that you go. So I'm just saying. Thank you, Shine. Morning, by the way. Good morning to everybody. I haven't said good morning. Wow, everything is brighter now. I don't know why. Everything just got a little bit, woo. Alright, here we go. The Waz, did you pick one? The Waz. Joe Dees, you have a great day, my friend. Well, yeah, everything is a little bit brighter right now. Good morning, Corey. Good morning, King, by the way. Good morning. We've got Flagpole Sitta. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, let's go find it. Flagpole Sitta. I don't even know if I know this one. Flagpole, I don't know, maybe I don't. I don't even know. I don't think I know this song. Right, Herbie? I had to manually clear the blockage using reverse pressure and a lot of heat. And a lot of heat. Flagpole, I don't... Do we know how this one... Been around the world and found the only stupid people are breeding. The Cretans cloning and feeding, and I don't even own a Hold on. I'm gonna play this real quick off in a hold on. I'm gonna try and play this real quick so I can. Hold on. Flagpole, I'm gonna try. I don't wanna. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves real quick. I'm not trying to play this so that anybody can hear it, you know what I mean? I don't want you to be like, oh my god, you're gonna play it. Hold on. Just give me a stupid video. Quit playing the ad. Got it. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. Been all around the world and found that only stupid people are breeding. Cretans cloning and feed. Okay, alright. Okay, I can do that one. Yeah, alright. So it's like Oasis, but it wasn't. It was like, it's like, so this was Harvey Danger. This is like Oasis, but without like the cool. So this is what this is. I don't know. I should have listened to like how the song started. You know what? Let's just do that. Been all around the world and find it only stupid. Because it doesn't just start off like that. But alright, here we go. Flagpole Sitta, the stylings of broken radio. I had visions. I was in them. I was looking in the mirror to see a little bit clearer the rottenness and evil in me. Fingertips have memories. Mine can't forget the curves of your body. And when I feel a bit naughty, I run it up the flagpole and see who salutes. But no one ever does. I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And I'm so hot, 'cause I'm in hell. Been all around the world and found that only stupid people are breathing. The Cretans cloning and feeding, and I don't even own a TV. Put me in the hospital for nerves, and then they had to commit me. You told them all I was crazy and they cut off my legs, and now I'm an amputee, goddamn you. And I'm not sick, but I'm not well. Obviously, I don't have legs. And I'm so hot, because I'm in hell, right down there next to the vent. They put me down there. I can't get up because my arms aren't strong enough. You've seen. You can watch the show. I'm not sick. I'm not well. I'm doing okay, though. Aren't we all? And it's a sin to live so well. See, I know, I didn't even know. I want to publish zines and rage against machines. I want to pierce my tongue. It doesn't hurt. It feels fine. It hurts. There's no way I'll ever pierce my tongue. The trivial sublime, I like to turn off time and kill my mind. You kill my mind. Mind. Hold on. The trivial sublime, I'd like to turn off time. What's the trivial sublime? What is that? I like that. Well, what is that? Is that daydreaming? What is that? Is that like, I gotta go buy groceries? What is the trivial sublime? What is it, like the everyday conversations we have with people? Is it the everyday, like, relationships we have with things and us and everyone else. What is the trivial sublime? Paranoia, paranoia. Everyone's coming to get me. Just say you never met me. I'm running underground with the moles, digging holes. Hear the voices in my head. I swear to God, it sounds like they're snoring. But if you're bored, then you're boring. The agony and the irony, they're killing me. Whoa. I'm not sick, but I'm not well. I'm so hot, 'cause I'm in hell. I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And it's a sin to live this well. 1, 2, 3. That's a good song, Waz. I know that song. That's not Oasis, by the way. For anyone that's like, oh yeah, I'm not sick, but I'm not well. When I went around the world and found out all these different people they're breathing. I like that. Good, good. I like that. The trivial sublime. That's nice. The trivial sublime. Let's get out of here, folks. Thank you, Waz. Thanks to Derek and Herbie and my moderators. I don't know, Penny Show. Yeah, thanks to everyone here. Thanks to people showing up. I really Niffer. We've got Clean. We've got the Bill. We've got the Nerdy. We got Exception. We got Pacers with the. Like, seriously, wipe the wall down. Like, and if you gotta do it, like, WD-40 will get rid of anything. Alright? Like, it'll get, if you, like, or what you could do is, if you're feeling really brave, is take some rubber cement and rub it over, like, the spot, and then just, like, you know, after a minute or two, like, if you got, like, maybe a little paint, you might want to touch it up afterwards, but, like, you could take the rubber cement and, like, peel it off of the wall, and then whenever like stuck to the rubber cement also comes off the, I don't know, get that off the wall. You know, so like if you got feeling a little like do it, you know, DIY and you want to waste some rubber cement and maybe make more wall spots on your wall, like wherever my nose is, just like mark like right there, and you're like, oh, that's where his nose was. You know, I don't know. Someone says they have me projected on their wall. I love it. I love it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna hack to it. That's gross. Alright, let's get out. See, I should have gone before I said that. Should have gone. Alright, let's remember, everybody. I do a lot of remembering. And I know that's kind of like a problem. You run out of member berries eventually. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're just stuck drinking wine. And it's like, I don't want to do that. But I want you guys to remember that if you ever need a hug, you have one. You already have a hug. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I mean, and a lot of you might remember this. I don't know, a lot of you need the reminder every Monday. And some of you are just like, oh man, hit the axe already. And it's like, yeah, I will. But like, here we go. So like, remember, if you need, you have one. I'm going to show you. This is you want philosophy? The philosophy of a hug is, if you put your left arm here, and then you put your right hand here, and then however the song goes, you know, you grab on, and then you shake it all about, and then you do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself, and then it all breaks down. Now you have a hug, right? You're in the hug position, right? And then you just kind of and then you just kind of like squeeze in. And I mean like the squeeze of like an orange. I mean like you're really trying to process yourself in the juice. You're like, ah, yeah, and then you let go. You're like, oh, and then you're like, what is that feeling? And you're like, oh, what is that residual? You know that residual joyous, that residual peace. What is that feeling? You know what that feeling is? Your hug. You have now found your hug. You're like, oh wow, I found my hug. And now, when you are like, oh man, I have a hug now. Now you have a hug. Now you can go give the hug away if you want. But if I give my hug away, then I won't have this feeling anymore. That's not true. That's not true. Not true at all. I can promise you, through experience and science, and maybe faith, and maybe a little bullshitting, I don't know, I'm making this stuff up, is if you go and you give your hug away, you're still gonna have a hug. It's a weird thing. I don't get it. It's weird. Alright? You can go read all the math books you want and all the prime science numbers and fadangles and, whatever logic number, blah blahs and whatever. But if you give a hug, you get a hug. Blows my mind too. Alright, everybody. Love you guys. Take care of each other. Or don't. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this is all just distractions, right?